Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. Today I've got something pretty exciting to bring you from the Gaming War Stories series, where I, HissingThoughts, a veteran gaming war correspondent, brings you little tales from the gaming community. Today, very, very excited to bring you one of the game's top players and top content creators, Jokesta. I've been following his progress in CoD Mobile for a while now, and have been curious about his past. How he got to be so good, basically, how he got to be where he is, and his background. And today, I get to have some of those questions answered, bringing you an origin story through an interview that I did, we did live on his live stream channels. So we've got YouTube and Trovo. So this was watched live by hundreds of people, and then within the first 24 hours, it was viewed on YouTube by tens of thousands. The original interview went for like 4 hours, I think it was, way longer than I think either of us expected. But we were having just fun, we were playing the game while having a conversation, and it went from there. I'm going to upload this in episodes so that you're not burdened with the full 4 hours in one go, but basically treat this like a vodcast with multiple episodes. So if you're a Jokester fan, yeah, I got something that I think you're gonna really enjoy. So let's hit it.
All right, chat. So this stream is going to be more of a story time about Jokesta. For those of you guys who do not know who Jokesta is, he's this fantastic looking guy. I don't know. Yeah, so we're going to be doing story time with Jokesta. And you guys are probably wondering, who's the guy in the background? That's HissingThought. HissingThought, you can introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. I am probably CoD Mobile's tallest but smallest content creator. And
Yes.
I've been, I guess, following Jokester for a little while now, and in the streams and so on. And not so long ago, we got to talking about my background for whatever reason, and I've done a lot of different things. And one of those was I was a journalist for my country's biggest daily newspaper. And through that conversation, I realized, even though I haven't done journalism for a long time, but I had this skill and this ability that I should actually apply to what I'm doing here in the CoD Mobile and actually PUBG communities and in the gaming communities. And my content has sort of been focused on, I sort of pretend I'm a gaming war correspondent, basically. So I try and uncover stories, but through the gameplay that I'm doing and how I interact with people. And then I actually started talking to people, having a conversation to just find out more about them. So one was my PUBG clan leader, the other one was Fox, who you know here on the as a moderator for Trovo, and it's led us to here today, basically. So I had a little list of people I wanted to talk to, and Jokester was definitely one of them. I just wanted to find out his origin story, essentially, because when you've been watching someone for over a year now, actually, slowly getting to learn a lot more, but really only know him for his CoD Mobile stuff, and there's actually a lot more going on there.
Yeah, I'm glad to be interviewed by you for the stream. Like getting over and talking about everything. I'm also really excited. It's kind of impressive that you did some news journalism, which is pretty crazy. Like, I've never talked to anyone from the reporters. I've never done that. Hey, what's up, KO? Fox, you made it. What's up, bro? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be doing a story time. HissingThought just introduced himself. For those of you guys that did not hear what he said, it's a pretty chill guy. He's been around in this community. He played a lot of PUBG with Fox.
Fox is my main gaming partner here on CoD Mobile, and we don't want to talk about how I had to give myself a PG warning the other day for accidentally swearing on your stream, but apologies to everybody that has been traumatized by that.
It's all good. Chat, we need a bridge, a player that's like either a pro 5 or Pro 4, so we can get HissingThoughts to play with us while we're ranking. We got Mistaken, but Mistaken's Master 4.
Yeah, I'm Pro 2 with the handful of games I've played so far.
All right, so I'm going to invite you into this lobby. Yeah, we need a Pro 4. Anybody a Pro 4?
Yeah, so let's actually. This is interesting. A lot of Americans would be proud to say they're born in the USA and wave that banner. And what we often hear is you're Russian. So I want to start there. Where were you born?
I was born in Washington, Spokane.
Is that Seattle? Is Washington?
Yeah,
yes,
right
Seattle.
next to Seattle.
You're impressed by my knowledge of this big country.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised you know where that is.
Yes, I have a lot of American friends, and I think there might have been a vampire movie or something to do with that. Okay, so you're born in Washington. Tell us about your parents, because that sounds really interesting. I think your dad is Russian, and your mother's Ukrainian.
Yeah. So they came to America. They heard that like America is the best country in the world, and so they came over here and they're like, oh my goodness, it's so right, it's so true. Carla, if you want to play, we need a bridge. Anybody that can get HissingThoughts and us
into the game. I'm a war correspondent, and I don't need to kill anyone. I just need to hang out and observe what goes on.
Yeah, we're just looking for someone that can get us in there.
So
trying to get this.
How did your parents meet? Do you know these stories? How did your parents meet?
I think my dad saw my mom at like a church, and then they were like, hey, let's hang out and something like that. And then they became really good friends, and then my dad was sent to the army, the Russian army.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, he was in the Russian army for like 2 years, maybe 2 to 4 years or something like that. And so then after that, he came home and he went straight to meet my mom. And then after that, they got married, a couple months later.
Was this in Russia or Ukraine? And was he, how old was he at the time then? It sounds like he might have been a teenager.
Yeah, so he was like 21, 22. So yeah, my mom was like at 17 at that time.
Yep.
And back in Russia, like that was an okay age to get married and everything, because it says failed to set room.
We need to make Carla. Did you make? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You tried to make Carla the leader.
Yeah. I guess I had to. Okay, there we go. Carla is the leader. Yeah, probably not gonna let us in. Yeah, I think we need someone that's Pro 4. Anybody a Pro 4? We might have to kick Mistaken out, because Mistaken is actually a Master 4. Pluto, come on in, man. I need a Master 4. If you guys want to add me.
Sad Mistaken noises.
Yeah.
Did anyone else see that dude with us 6 times on an RPG or whatever it was the other day blasting away? That was some hilarious stuff.
Yeah, I want to play while talking about the stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is y'all chance to play with Jokesta. Yeah, if anyone's Pro 3, it's Pro 3. Chat, there's no Pro 3s in the chat. You guys get joking, right? Oh, there's a Pro 4. Yeah, I got a Pro 4 in here. Let's go. Oh, Pluto. There we go. All right, I think we're ready to go. Yep, we got it.
Hello, Pluto. Lead us to victory. Oh, look at that.
So yeah, story time. So yeah, my dad, my mom, they got married and then they moved to United States.
Sorry, how immediately or they were living in Russia for a little while?
They lived in Russia after like they got married for a couple of years, and then they moved out. It was kind of getting bad over there. So they were like, you know what, let's get out of here. And so that's what happened. They moved out of there, and they moved to Seattle. I mean, it's not Seattle, Spokane, and they were like, hey, this is a good place. And yeah, and then there comes I, pop out of nowhere. And
are you the oldest, or I think you've got a sister, haven't
no,
you?
yeah, I have a sister.
Older
She's
sister,
older.
and
Yeah, that's correct.
two younger
So, yeah,
brothers.
she was actually born in Spokane, or not Spokane. She was actually born in Russia. So
Oh,
yeah, she was their first child. So yeah, that's basically. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna back off for a
yeah,
second.
it's a team of bots. They're all okay. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke. I'm just here as an observer. I'm not meant to kill anyone.
It's all good. It's all good.
But if they get in my way, I'm gonna have to.
It's all right, man.
Okay, here I come.
Yeah. So I have an older sister. She got married a few years ago. I also have two younger brothers. And my younger brother was also born in Russia. I mean, not in Russia, Washington.
Yep.
And then my other youngest brother was born in Illinois. So that's where my family is at.
Now, did you have to learn Russian growing
Oh
up?
yeah. At the very start when I was just a kid, I was only speaking Russian, so I really had a bad time in school.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Um,
Russian's actually your first language.
yeah, I
Ah,
was it's mostly every kid in the Russian family speaks Russian first.
wow. Okay, so that's interesting right there. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, it was the only thing I was speaking. And in kindergarten and first grade, second grade, everyone was like speaking English and everything, and I was just being that kid that was just super weird that nobody knows. So yeah. Jokesta, do you need me to leave so someone else can join? No, you're perfectly fine. Yeah, so I've learned Russian as a young kid, and as growing up, I was like, I didn't understand a single thing. The teachers were talking. So, like in third or second grade, I had some tutors trying to teach me English, and it was really, really boring part. But yeah, I had some tutors at the young age. It was not fun.
How old did the tutors start?
I don't know how old I was at that time, but yeah, there was a lot of things going on. Like I was like always confused on. Oh, there's one in the bush underneath you, HissingThoughts. Yeah, right underneath on your left side. There's a guy in a bush. Nice. There we go. Some action right there from HissingThought chat.
I feel bad about killing him, but he was doing a terrorist activity.
Exactly. So yeah, I really had a hard time as a kid learning English.
Did you learn Ukrainian as well?
A little bit when I was growing up, but then my parents decided it's better to just teach them in Russian stuff. And so there's not much of a difference with Ukrainian and Russian language.
Hmm.
So they were like, okay, let's just teach them Russian. And yeah, there's definitely one guy on A.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's that's basically the story of how I've learned a bit of Russian. Man, I don't understand why these guys playing with bot skins.
Oh! Suddenly, someone just
He's
there.
underneath.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're just a bunch of guys, and could be girls, just having fun, all dressing up for a birthday party, perhaps.
Yeah.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like
Planning.
there's one in the spawn.
Okay.
Targets inside.
Got him.
Nice.
Yeah. So what about? So there's the language, but there would have been cultural things, right? That would have been uniquely Russian. You're growing up in. I mean,
Yeah.
no disrespect to Ukraine. Oh, hang on, got someone here. Oh
No,
no,
there is
he
no
got me.
disrespect.
He got me. But essentially a Russian family.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
What
Like,
what was some of the hallmarks then of that you think was different from an American family?
Lost that round.
well,
Not over yet.
I like first of all, we would never eat out.
Oh,
That's the number one thing. So we
oh,
would like we knew that there's McDonald's, but we would never go out.
Destroy the objective.
Unless like the only time we would ever go to McDonald's was just to go to the play place, and that's it. So in reality, like there was no, we never really eaten that much junk food or fast food. It was all just like that. Like we would never even bother going fast foods. So
it's
we always had home cooked food.
yep.
That's another that's one thing that we would always have, which is pretty interesting. And then once we got older and we started like around the age of 12 and 13, we started eating out a lot, and like it was pretty good. Like I was like, why are we not eating any of this stuff? This stuff is amazing. So yeah.
So the eating at home cooked meals, was that a Russian thing per se, or was that a cost saving thing? Because
Yeah, so that too, like we weren't really rich or like middle class. We were really, really poor as well. So we weren't really like we actually had home cooked food, I guess. So it was more like Russian food that's like red soup, um stuff like that. Like we would have red soups, which is really good, it's potato and beef, and then some other soups. There's a lot of like just healthy Russian food in general, um, like dumplings kind of thing.
oh,
But yeah, it's like really nice and warm, just like dumplings. But oh, there's two of them, three of them in spawn. Yeah, it's basically like a Russian one. It's called pimeni. For those of you guys who are interested, it's really good. Yeah, that's basically that. And there was like, I mean, there was other stuff, but we weren't really middle class or rich or like high end. Nice shot right there.
cheers, man.
Yeah. So there is that.
Okay, so you've grown up. I can relate to this as well. I grew up on in dairy farming during a time when dairy farming in New Zealand wasn't doing so well. So that influenced things that my mother did, and Christmas presents were always homemade and all of that stuff as well. So I'm just curious as to what impact that had on you growing up as well. One, you've got this this language difficulty you're struggling
Mhm.
with.
Yeah.
Targets in sight.
Toss the bomb.
Nice, dude. You're accurate with that thing.
I got 9 more classes with it. Here's another one. Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, to your left, to your left.
Yep. Uh-oh. No, all around.
It's all up to you now. Finish the mission.
Who's left?
Nice try, man.
Lost that round.
It's the only thing is the
Uh,
ammunition. Yeah. Yeah, you might not have necessarily been aware of it, but in retrospect, obviously you had an awareness that you went in a affluent family. So there would have, so for starters, there's the eating outside of things that comes through.
Yeah.
Till later. What else? How else did it present itself, and what did you learn from it?
Definitely that you don't have to survive on fast food. Like nowadays, like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I'm so hungry." Like you can cook food. It's also the cheapest way to do it, and it's healthier. That's one thing that I've learned.
Oh yeah, I see your Instagrams, and you're always cooking food. Actually, a lot of chicken dinners.
Yeah, sometimes. Yo, Mac, thank you for the donos. Appreciate it, homie.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rick Animal.
eating out is expensive. If you think about it, like if you go to McDonald's right now and try to get a meal, that's gonna cost you $10, like just straight up. Even if you go for the cheapest, it would be like $6 or $7. You know, so it's like you can take $6 and $7, buy something at the grocery store, cook that, and have leftovers for tomorrow. Pretty sure there's something that you can cook. Yeah, I guess that'll be something that I have learned.
What about with how you treat money?
Oh, I'm terrible with money.
Oh, yeah.
I am terrible with money. My dad is a saver.
Yep.
My mom is a spender.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh, wow. That's really
yeah.
interesting because your mum is an accountant, I think.
Yes. Well, she's an accountant and she has a budget. That's the thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, yeah, like she has a budget for stuff. Like she writes out, okay, I'm going to spend this much or whatever. But my dad, on the other hand, is like, nah, we're not going to spend money. You know, like it'll be like maybe once a month, he'll be like, hey, you know what? Like this month, he's like, hey, you know what? It would be nice to have a fish. And they were like, you know what? Let's go get some fish. You know, and they made, they actually didn't make, they went to the store, the pets, whatever store, and they got a fish. I was like, wow. So that's like one time where my dad spends money, but it's like a rare thing.
Your dad.
But with me, I'm a spender.
Your dad, what does he do for a job? Or what's been his predominant profession?
So, when he moved here, he was a construction worker. He worked for like 10, 15 years at least. And then from there, we moved to Chicago after that. So he got another job at a college place. And this college was basically a gardener, like something like that, where he would go and like cut grass. And like it was basically, you know, another job that he did for like 7 or 8 years.
Yep.
And so that college was like, hey, if your kids ever want to go to college, we'll give you a percentage off. So he was like, oh, that's sick. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's pretty
My
smart.
sister, try to get that. She got that going, but then, you know, she didn't really continue going after a while. So that's another story. But yeah.
Was your mum always an accountant?
Yeah, she was always good with counting. And she basically went to when she was so she was pregnant with my little brother Jacob, who is the second youngest. She was pregnant with him, and she was going to a university for accounting. So she was pregnant at the time, and she went and she graduated. And yeah, that was like a crazy story. She was always telling me, like, you know how hard it was to go to college or a university with a child, and you know, like it was rough. So
Wow.
yeah, and then so my mom, she was like the smart one out of her family, and out of our family, she's the one that graduated like that. Yeah. So there's that.
Bomb dropped.
Oh, nice, Viking.
It's all up to
Yeah, what's up, Logista? What's up, Barry the Great?
Uh-oh. They bullied me. They bullied me.
you. Not over yet. Ready up.
Okay, and also growing up, what other interests might your parents have had that have sort of had an impact on you?
That marked and like inspired me, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess one thing that, like, how hard they were working, to be honest. They were working so hard just so that we can have a good life.
Yeah.
And that we can all like live in a house and have food every night. So that kind of inspired me, because like not a lot of people have a house, not a lot of people have food in their stomach, and it's like it kind of made me realize, like, oh man, you know, my parents worked really hard, and Yeah, and over the course of my life, like I moved over like 20 times.
Oh,
Like
really?
even yeah, like we had to move out a lot. Um, so there's that.
Target down.
So
Nice work.
So the
yeah,
the moving, was that because your parents were chasing work? Because you have moved a number of states. You have
yeah.
lived in a number of states.
No, it's more of a like they were
Bomb acquired.
like my dad had a job, my mom had a job, but
Target
constantly like over eventually the taxes got higher and higher every year, and they bought a house that was like a mortgage type of
There's
thing.
the bomb.
So that kind of ruined it because sometimes you have to like borrow money or something like credits. So that was kind of a big thing.
Behind me, son. Oh, crap.
Finish it.
It's all good, homie.
Lost that round, but it's not
Fox says I'm a huge spender, but I do save a lot too.
He's a-
Lycan says I want to be a spender, but my mom makes me save. Hey, shout out to your mom, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to your mum.
objectives. The enemy has the bomb.
The learning to save is really important. So I noticed on one of your old videos you had an interest in carpentry.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I was staying at home a lot since I was kind of homeschooled for a bit, and I really picked up like building stuff with wood, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I started working on small projects, watching a bunch of YouTube videos on how people are carving and stuff. And there's a couple people on B.
There is.
Yeah, right over there.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah.
No, you're good.
But where did this interest in woodwork come from?
I guess well, it started off with I saw like a post or something like that. Some guy made like toothpick guns. So basically toothpick guns are like
Yes,
peg guns. Yeah, like
they're really cool.
But it's not over yet.
yeah. So I was so inspired with that. I started to build them and like try to modify them. And I spent days, trying to do that. Went to like a Christian kids camp, and I started to sell those guns in a kids camp, in a Christian one. And they weren't really happy with the
No.
fact that I was selling weapons
Yes.
to kids. And these kids, they only they brought so little money to camp just for food, and I was basically taking their money, in a way. And so they were like, how are these kids going to pay for their lunch? Didn't their parents give them money for lunch? And the kid's like, no, I spent the money on the guns. And they're like, what guns? And they're like, he like shows out this wooden gun, and I'm like in the back over there, like, oh no, they caught me. But yeah, I was kind of the richest kid back then.
Wow. And I mean, that's entrepreneurship right there.
Yep, it was wild because I was selling guns, and I was so happy that like wooden guns. Okay, chat, it's wooden guns, and I was so happy because that was like the most money I've ever made, and it was $100. And I was like, dude, like I ripped off like 5 kids at that point, and those kids complained to the counselor, and the counselor came to me and took the money away, gave me back the wooden guns that I've sold. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. I was like, really?
That's a fantastic story. You're at a Christian
Yeah.
camp. Basically, you're an arms dealer at a Christian camp.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's your title.
Yep. I've been hustling since day one, man. Growing up, like my parents were really religious. Not like super religious, but to the point where I was not allowed to have guns. So
Wow.
So that's what inspired me to make toothpick guns, because I was like, bro, this is awesome. I can shoot things. And yeah, there we go.
Okay, let's two bits to that. So, your parents, I mean, they met at church, so there's definitely a religious theme coming through. What form of Christianity is it? Is it a Russian
Yeah, it's like a Russian Christianity.
Orthodox. Yeah. Okay, and the next obvious follow-up. Oh, is the game? No, we're still on pre-match. So I'm just vibing here. I'm not really. I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you're getting
The
paid,
follow-up is
man.
okay. So obviously you've been busted. You've been
Yeah.
narked on. You've been grassed out by your fellow camp members. You're in
Yeah.
front of the councillor. Surely they talk to your parents.
Yeah, they did. I got spanked a lot as a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, I got spanked. I was probably the only child in the family that got like whipped like crazy, like spanked hard when I was growing up because I was a troublemaker in our family. And
Wow.
there is a story. Like eventually, the older I got, I started to buy airsoft guns,
Yes.
which you know what that is. It's like BB guns, but they
Yep.
shoot plastic BBs.
Yep, I got one here at home.
And they're amazing, to be honest. But yeah, I got a gift from a bunch of friends at church. They decided to throw me a birthday party, and they gave me an airsoft AK-47, and I was so hyped. I mean, like, it's the best gift I've ever received. And I was like 16 years old, and at that time I was like, yo, like, I got an airsoft gun. This is electric, full metal, full wood built AK. Yo, what's up, Christian? Thank you for the dono, man.
Is Christian?
Yeah, today is a story time. Yeah, Christian. Yo, thank you, Christian. Yeah, so today we're doing a story time of my history, my path, like giving you guys a little feedback about myself. And we have HissingThought interviewing me in a way. So
I'm a war correspondent. For some reason, I'm carrying a bomb. I'm meant to be just observing. Here, there's someone, and I got stuck. Okay. Yeah, we're doing an interview. I've got a background as a investigative journalist, so I'm investigating.
Yeah. So the story here is I got this gun, and it's 400, or no, it's not 400. It's 325 FPS, and it was powerful. Like, it is very powerful. It can destroy things. And so there was a party that was going on, and it was more like a football game, like a Super Bowl game. Nothing too crazy though. It wasn't like everyone was just getting drunk or anything. It was just a normal pizza party, and it was very very chill. And so it was at my friend's house, and he was we were all the like younger guys my age. We went downstairs. We didn't really care about football, so we were just chilling in the basement, and I brought my gun. I hid that thing, and I went straight downstairs with that gun, and I was just like showing all my friends. And then eventually, like, a different guy comes in that I'm not really like we weren't really friends or anything. It was just like he brought his gun, and so we started having an airsoft war in the basement. And after that, like, you know, it was fun. It was great. Yo, the Streamlab bot is spamming. I gotta probably turn that off. But yeah, it was like a straight war downstairs in the basement. It was fun. You know, once you get shot, you're like, oh, it's funny. Ha, ha, ha. And so we went home, you know, all chilling and everything. And then this guy, my friend's dad, he calls my dad, and he tells him what happened. And my dad looks at me like on the phone, and I'm like, what's going on? Like why is he looking at me like this? So strange. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you the phone to him right now. So my dad gives his phone to me, and this guy is going off. Like, he is really pissed off because apparently the airsoft war that we had, those BBs penetrated the walls in the basement, and they left the hole in this whole entire basement. Like, his whole entire basement's like all the walls are just impacted with bullets. And yeah, it was really bad. That was one story that I regret.
So what was the consequence of that?
Spanking. I got spanked a lot.
Did money have to change hands to fix the wall, or
no?
spanking was considered?
Yeah, spanking was considered like, oh, I'm gonna spank my child. You know, that was the kind of thing. You know, like I'll handle this. Because in the church like community, like all the people are really like friendly. Like they're not gonna charge you money if you destroy their property. They were like, hey, you know, this happened, like that. You know, stuff like that. So
There's the Christian forgiveness. That's very handy.
yeah, Christian forgiveness is very handy. So there goes all those drywalls. I was terrible. I honestly, some days, like when I was growing up, I always thought like maybe I like it would have been nice if I was smart enough to not do that and smart enough to go fix that. But no, I was just it's just dumb.
So a couple of comments there. One is no full auto inside, right?
Yeah, that was no, but that was full auto. There's no full autos in the building.
Yeah, it's the one. Oh, I need to move.
I got you, homie. I took care of that.
And there's one just here.
One back there.
Got him.
Oh, you got him. Nice.
One left. And there's another one back there. And I got him as well. There we go.
Nice.
And for anybody that's interested in these, what did you call them? Peg guns.
Yeah,
the wooden ones.
Airsoft.
This is really fascinating. Go back on Jokesta's main channel. I don't actually know if you want them knowing this, but
no, it's definitely okay.
Go back in time. There's some vlogs about it, and I think you're 17 years old. Oh no, they're on to you. Someone's worked out it's Oakster. Hang on, let me.
Yeah, they're on to me. They know it's me, man.
Not Oakster. Definitely not Oakster. There we go. Yeah, you can go to his channel. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I mean, it's great that you're on the stream channel and everything.
Yeah.
Use code Jokesta for 30% off all your G Fuel goodies. Thank you, Nightbot. I also want to comment on very, very witty comment, Shadow Hokake. And whoever said that I sounded like Vision from the Avengers, I think that's a compliment, so thank you.
That's funny.
Okay, bad boy Jokester. So, what's your earliest memory of getting in trouble then?
My earliest memory?
Yeah.